It's quiz time. Time to see what you've learned. Question number 1. Which of the following statements about objections is false? Is it A, an objection is anything that the prospect says or does that presents a barrier or a roadblock to the smooth completion of a sale? Is it B, an objection is a deal breaker and means you will not complete the sale? Is it C, when a prospect raises objections, they're giving you a buying signal? Or D, when a prospect raises an objection, they're telling you that you need to convince them further before they'll make a purchase decision?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And the answer is B. An objection is a deal breaker and means you will not complete the sale is false. An objection is simply anything that the prospect says or does that presents a barrier or roadblock to the completion of the sale. Question number 2. When a prospect keeps asking you to see more, what are they really telling you? Is it A, that there are unanswered points in your presentation? B, they don't like your product or service, but they're too polite to tell you? C, they like spending time with you and just want to talk? Or D, they weren't paying attention and you should start your presentation again?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And the answer is A. When prospects keep asking you to see more, they're really telling you that there are unanswered points in your presentation. Question number 3. Which objection technique forces the salesperson to question if the objection being raised is the real problem or merely a cover-up for something else? Is it A, deal breaker, B, boomerang, C, iceberg, or D, Seymour?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And the answer is C. The iceberg might be a cover-up for something else. Question number 4. Which of the following statements about responding to objections is false? Is it A, you should repeat the objections back to your prospect to confirm your understanding of it? B, you should acknowledge the objection from the prospect's point of view? C, after successfully answering the objection, it's often a good time to try and close the sale? Or D, all of these statements are true?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And the answer is D. All of those statements are true. Repeat the objection back to your prospect to confirm your understanding. Acknowledge the objection from your prospect's point of view. And after successfully answering the objection, it's often a good time to close the sale. Question number 5. In which of these strategies do you take a legitimate negative prospect objection and turn it into a positive? Is it A, boomerang, B, Seymour, C, iceberg, or D, deal breaker?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And the answer is A. Boomerang is when you take a legitimate negative prospect objection and turn it into a positive. So to recap, remember that an objection is anything that the prospect says or does that presents a barrier or roadblock to the smooth completion of the sale. When a prospect raises objections, they're giving you a buying signal. They're telling you that you need to convince them further and leading you down the path that you need to follow in order to close them. When responding to objections, first, listen very carefully. Hear your customer out. Second, repeat the objection back to the prospect to confirm your understanding. Third, acknowledge the objection from the prospect's point of view. Fourth, answer the objection as best you can. If you can't, tell the prospect when you will be able to answer it. And fifth, if appropriate, try to close the sale. Congratulations! You've completed Chapter 8. In Chapter 9, Asking for the Sale, you'll learn how to close the sale and turn your prospect into your customer.